So this part 5, I'm going to try to go through this pretty quickly, and I'll leave it up to you to kind of use your insight to figure out why I'm bringing this up. By now, you should have a good idea if you watch the videos in order. So they cut the Padawan braid, Horus the Younger parallel, the child lock or braid of the Egyptian children. Okay, Horus the Younger is also shown with that braid with the kind of gay look to him, which is built on by the Greco-Romans. Moving on, page 108. Now we're on failing the trials. Remember, Jedi Knight, the initials JK. They're like, we're just kidding. When you really look at this thing, they're on complete bitch shit. But no, they're not kidding. They're actually literally fucking kids. So in that sense, yes, public servants. You know, the people who came up with this philosophy. You know, I'll leave it up to you to figure out who they are. Several weeks without food or rest, meditating to purge the body of distraction. Of course, there's a lot more of these people than you think there are. How do you think Western culture, you know, came to be? Think about it in terms of rituals. Rituals are best done with a large group of people. Now, if you're the people in charge and you have a lot of money, of course, everybody in America is pretty much part of the ritual, including me, even though I am resisting it because I am the sacrificial falcon, hawk, leopard, if you will. We go to part 4, the Jedi Knight. Okay, so if you fail the trials, they want you to go several weeks without food or rest, meditating on why you're not a Jedi Knight, to purge the body of distraction. Remember, this is the book we're going on. Okay, part 4, Jedi Knight. Jedi Knight Master Fei, Grandmaster Fei. Okay, so in the picture, they have a black-looking Jedi Knight with horns, similar to the Sith, with the left side. His saber's on the left side. Okay, this is symbolic. And that's on page 112. So we go to page 114, the Jedi Guardian. The Guardian is the title, not the warrior. Remember this, all knights should, Yoda. If you look at society in general, the warriors have been screened out. It is a beta male culture. And part of the problem I'm having with society is that I live by a higher warrior code where people have adapted to the mainstream culture and the controlled opposition cultures and the controlled countercultures, and they use technology and image instead of application, which goes back to my martial arts argument. You know, demonstration, demon, demeaning, okay, demos, the peasant, demi, you know, demon, and so on. Of course, present, right? Anyway, Guardians carry a blue lightsaber, okay, and it is more a sign of fraternity. Sunburus is basically the sun and the boar. Horus and his uncle Set, the boar, the jackal, the hippo, the black pig, the snake is also another one of his forms. We're vying for power over who is the true son of Ra. And of course, Horus won, and of course, the cult of the boar, you know, brute force and so on, took over the world from there. Now we have the Khan Hor, and we have the boar. Okay, and of course, the Khan Hor is on the left, feminist, pussy power. I think you can put that together, the wordplay there. Sunbursts, 1 hour running, 1 hour of unarmed combat, 1 hour of saber sparring. Okay, notice there's no presentation, there's no forms. It's running, unarmed combat, saber sparring, applications. Okay, and of course, going back to the other videos where I talked about, at least one other video, that they have an event to decide who is the master Jedi with sparring, you know, saber sparring. And I believe it was Form 2, okay, where they focus on precision and line fighting. Anyway, so the blue saber, again, is more of a sign of fraternity than a mandate. Even though they say the Jedi Guardian is a guardian, not a warrior, there's an honorific or title of warrior master. The Jedi Peacekeepers, the parallels to the police. They're trading crowd control, apprehending suspects, and shutting down threats before things turn violent. They have liaisons, right? Lie about A sons, right? Lay with A sons. There's a lot of different ways you can look at it. You must always look at this with the dark connotation, because this is the corporate elite presenting their satanic philosophy through you know, their pedophile allies in Hollywood. It doesn't take a genius to see that you cannot look at the Jedi or the Sith as right, but both of them contain black and white, and none of them contain true yellow. There might be a hint of absolute truth here and there, but it's diluted in the kind of Moon Temple feminine energy bitch shit, and kind of bully, dark side, big shit. Okay, you know, black and white checkered floor, not pure yellow. All right. So we go to page 116 with the temple secured. I'm behind. I'm going to have to shoot through this. The peacekeepers are on Coruscant are synonymous with temple security. Okay. They keep the area safe from eccentric zealots and armed radicals. This goes back to Albert Pike, Morals and Dogma, Masonry's War on Extremists. Okay, and Jedi, of course, is Red Eye. You have Jedi snipers, Jedi gatekeepers, and Jedi brutes among groups that guard. Okay, of course, they use the Force. Brute force is really their true philosophy, and they confuse you about that. And you can really tell by the kind of moves they do if you're a martial artist who really studies the difference between the martial arts and connects it to Africa and Egypt and the contending the war between the followers of Horus and the followers of Set. Okay, moving on. Jedi starfighters are old Kuat red shifts. Right, Ka-A, red shift. They took the A in the direction of the bull and the principles of evil. Okay, so the Ka can mean the spirit of the bull. The Ba can mean the spirit of the goat. But really, in its true form, its natural form, it is the spirit of the hawk, and the spirit of it is the spirit of Ra, the leopard, is a spirit animal, and the soul is more synonymous with the hawk of any animal. Okay. Savage starfighters replaced them. Twin laser cannons, Chempat deflector shield, going back to chemistry. So they're subtly saying the ship can represent the body, the vessel, right? Birth rate. You're on deck. Ever heard that expression? It means you have the gear that you need. Okay. And going back to the word, the N word is a play on words for no gear. And Ra, no, backwards with the G is removed. Anyway, Savage, for the G of Masonry, Gnosis, God, geometry, blah, blah, blah. Savage starfighters replaced them, okay? So the Savage starfighters replaced them. Okay. Twin laser cannons, okay, I've gone over that. And an external hyperdrive sled, okay? Hyper from drugs, right? Chemistry, min, okay? Drug, taking drugs that make you hyper. The honorary title of Air Marshal of the Republic is significant here. Of course, martial arts, martial to order, right? Air marshal, Shu, the deity of atmosphere. Okay, you have Nut and Tefnut of the sky, and Zeus is a sky god, and so on and so forth. Horus is also a sky god, and Horus the Elder, and there's a lot of people vying for the atmosphere, the sky, the ethos, the ambiance of a place, the theme. Okay. Lightsaber instructors, Master Vonk, Battle Master. He's wearing a red cloak. And we see pink, brown, gray, yellow, and medium green faded belt. He's saying this person is basically chosen red. They're red eyes. They're Jedis. Okay? And the purpose of that is to show you that they have chosen evil in order to survive. So let me go ahead and show you this picture, this illustration, to kind of get it through your head that we're not talking about good people here. So here is Master Vonk. He's wearing the colors I just described, and he has basically the alien equivalent of a pointed sage hat. It's like Jesus backwards is say sage. The sage, so, see, okay, sage. All right, that's how they mean it. But the truth mixed in with lie is the Ra says, where the J becomes the R, the J can also become the Y. It can be Yah says. So they basically mixed it all together, and they've really discounted the Ra when you really read between the lines, because the spirit of good, the pure sun spirit, doesn't exist where there's evil. If you try to channel the Creator and you're doing something wrong, especially scientifically, especially in the secret society, especially in the know, right? Knowledge versus life. The spirit doesn't come. It's not. You're not receptive to it, and it is not receptive to you. Okay. This is also why the sun gate closes after I die, because nobody stood with me. Suitable helpers did not bear my child, and even if they did some kind of technology to extract or anything, they're not in the divine order. They're not raised by the Father. Horus, son of Ra, in the divine order, not the son of Osiris or Nephthys or the snake or Apep and so on and so forth. Anyway, so of course in the Sith book, I'll get to that later, it talks about a valley that's similar to the Valley of the Kings in Egypt. And it's called something to do with the kings, and they have pyramids, and it's very straightforward that they're referring to Egypt in more ways than one. The Sith, the Set, right? and so on. And there's a lot of play on words there. His, so, sit. There's a whole ritual in the name alone when you correctly do the word play and line up and put it in the proper order. Okay, tease, sit. Okay, sit, see, say, sit, see. So basically, it's basically saying you sit down. You're teased by a female in the ritual. You're telling her you want her to please you. She doesn't do it. You force her to, right? You sow your seed. Okay. Anyway, and that's pretty much their philosophy, right? Serapis, see rape as, right? The image of Jesus and so on. It's very straightforward. It wasn't Jesus that gave you the Bible. It's by the bull, and I've gone over that a million times. So let's keep going. All right. So he has brownish eyes. His goatee is pointing down. The goatee seems to be a symbol of pointing down to the earth, and I go as far as to say it is. Anakin, why won't Master Drawleg teach him this? And it's not like he's going to learn it from Obi-Wan. He makes that note. They say that some people are preternaturally gifted with the saber. I'm running out of time, so I'm not going to do the wordplay there. High Council confers title. Okay, and in the picture you have brown and yellow. There's bull symbolism on the right side of. Let's just stop here, and we'll do 2 videos for this one.